Well, about 10 more states added today to the quarantine list in the tri-state area, including Nebraska, North Dakota and Alaska, now bringing the total to 31 states. Not great news for the hotel industry, of course. Occupancy rates were climbing back from the lows, but have started to plateau around 46%, according to market data research firm STR. Joining us now, Jonathan Tisch, Loews Hotels chairman and CEO. He's also the co-owner and treasurer of the New York Giants. Very good afternoon to you, Jonathan. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll dive straight into those numbers I just mentioned. Have you seen something similar with your hotels, that it picked up off the lows but has plateaued over the last month or so?
Very much so, Will. It's a challenge. I must say that we were excited about starting to reopen hotels across the industry, across the country, and across the world. Our hotels are domestic. We are sadly in states that are spiking. So the numbers that we were starting to feel good about are reversing. And that's going to be a really tough position for our industry. We have furloughed, we have laid off, we have separated ourselves from so many dedicated men and women who care about their roles, they care about their positions. And to have to make additional layoffs is really a tough place for us to be. And yet we want everybody to stay safe. Our guests, our team members, wear a mask, adhere to the guidelines. We offer safety and security in our properties. We do it as an industry. And at Loews Hotels, we certainly do it first and foremost as a company.
And Jonathan, I guess that's just the immediate term. That's just the rest of 2020. Are you fearful, particularly as it comes to business travel, that there'll be a long-term impact, that work from home will reduce the need for business travel long-term?
Certainly, if you look at surveys, they are starting to indicate that. But we in the travel industry are optimistic. We work together through our industry groups like the American Hotel and Lodging Association, U.S. Travel. We put protocols in place. We have safe stay guest checklists at AHLA, travel confidently at U.S. Travel. So we want our guests to know that we care about them. But the reality is that this summer, most travel is based on drive to destinations that are somewhat near your home. There probably will be no return to significant business travel in the fall. Groups are an issue until regulations change and we can put more than 25, 50 people in one meeting at a time. But I will say that we opened Loews Kansas City Hotel on June 1st, 800 rooms. We can socially distance a lot of people. We are having weddings at some of our properties. And then the last piece of this puzzle is international travel. That's a tough one also. It's not going to come back for a while.
So what's your occupancy right now?
We don't disclose individual occupancies, but in certain places we're doing okay. But also you have to understand that we are spoiled in the business. We had many, many quarters of really strong occupancies, strong ADRs, RevPAR increases. And we're not seeing that now. Travel and tourism is the largest industry in the world. And millions of people are at risk of having already lost their job, could lose their job, unless we can find a way, which we will do, to work together to stimulate travel, to get people feeling safe about the protocols that are in place. Wear a mask, wear it for yourself, wear it for our team members. We will do it for you.
Well, currently, Congress is hashing out the details of the next stimulus bill. Jonathan, what would you say needs to go for hotels? And do we need to see another round of PPP for some of, I know you own your hotels outright, but many are owned by franchises across this country.
Sarah, you're right. We're a little bit different than some of the big names in lodging, the Hiltons, the Hyatts, the Marriotts, the IHGs. We have equity interests in many, many of our properties, some 100%, some 50%. So we do own the real estate. We do own the business. We think that Congress should extend the PPP at least till the end of the year for our workers who find themselves on leave of absence still. We think that Congress can help in terms of some adjustments in the tax code. Let's reinstate the business meals deductibility. Let's put in a credit, a tax credit for travel. Let's support the DMOs, the destination marketing organizations around the country who are really hurting, who are ready to promote travel to a particular city or a particular location, but they can't afford it right now. And those are the kinds of ideas that Congress needs to think about for our industry. And also, like many other industries, they need to help us with liability protection.
Without that, Jonathan, do you think there's a wave of bankruptcies to come in your industry in the second half of this year?
Certainly, let's take New York City as an example. The estimate is that some 20% of the hotels in New York City will not reopen. And that might be the story across the board. It is a very, very tough time for travel and tourism. We are doing everything we can to keep everybody safe, but find the right time to tell the story that people want to travel. It will be safe to travel, a seamless experience with the airlines. We need to find the right moment to have those kinds of dialogues. And we will do it as an industry. We've done it before, after 9/11, after 07, 08. This is a much more difficult period. I've been doing this for a long time, and I've got some amazing colleagues in this industry who are ready to fight these battles, the men and women who lead great tourism organizations around the world, but it's going to take some time.